Imagine standing in a vast desert at dawn, the air crisp and cool against your skin. The light shifts slowly but surely, painting the dunes in colors you cannot quite name, hues that exist only in this fleeting moment. It's a spectacle of nature, a canvas painted by the sun itself. One moment, a hill is a gentle curve of gold, bathed in the warm embrace of the rising sun. The next, as the sun climbs higher, it transforms into a sharp line of deep purple, a stark contrast that defines its form. The sand seems to move, not just with the wind, which whispers secrets across its surface, but with the light, as if the very essence of the desert is responding to the sun's touch. It becomes a river of shimmering particles, each grain reflecting the light in its own unique way, creating a dazzling display. Is the dune truly changing, its form sculpted by unseen forces, or is it your perception in constant flux, colored by the ever-shifting light and shadow? Now, shift your gaze. Look at your reflection in a pool of water. A breeze, a gentle disturbance, sends ripples across the surface, breaking your face into fragments, distorting the image you thought you knew. But as the water calms, as the breeze subsides, the image slowly reforms, piecing itself back together. Which is the real you? The clear, composed image, or the shattered, fragmented one scattered across the water's surface? The reflection, after all, is not you, but a representation, a mere echo of your true self. It is dependent on the angle of light, the clarity of the water, and even your position relative to its surface. We live surrounded by such reflections, in mirrors, in windows, in the eyes of others, often mistaking them for the unvarnished truth of reality. Sunlight filtering through leaves creates a moving mosaic on the forest floor, a dance of light and shadow that constantly reshapes the landscape. It's an illusion of solidity, a fleeting pattern of light and dark, always shifting, always changing. The world, then, is a grand, beautiful play of appearances, a spectacle of constant transformation. It is a cosmic dance where nothing is as permanent as it seems, where everything is in a state of perpetual motion. We try to grasp a pattern of light, a reflection, to hold on to something solid and unchanging. But it slips away like smoke, intangible and elusive, defying our attempts to capture it. The world is not a collection of solid, fixed things, but rather, it is a process, a flow, a continuous unfolding of events and experiences. It is a magnificent, ongoing spectacle, a breathtaking display of constant change and transformation. And the ancient sages of India, those wise observers of the human condition, had a word for this cosmic play of appearances, this grand illusion that we perceive as reality. They called it Māyā, a term that encompasses the ever-changing, impermanent nature of existence. The dance of light and shadow, the constant interplay of form and emptiness, is the first hint, the subtle clue, that reality is not as solid, as fixed as it seems. What is Māyā? It's a question that has echoed through the ages, pondered by philosophers and spiritual seekers alike. It's the idea that the world we perceive is not the whole truth, that what we experience is just a sliver of a much larger reality. The chair you sit on is real enough, it supports you, it exists in space and time, but Māyā suggests our perception is filtered, a kind of illusion, a lens that distorts and shapes our understanding. Think of a movie. You laugh, cry, and feel fear, completely immersed in the narrative, but it's just light and shadow on a screen, a carefully constructed sequence of images. Māyā is the universe's grand cinema, an epic production on a cosmic scale. We get absorbed in the plot, the drama, the triumphs and tragedies, and forget we're watching a projection, a carefully crafted illusion designed to evoke emotion. The illusion isn't a trick by a god. It's a function of our minds, the way we process and interpret information. Our senses chop the world into pieces, breaking it down into manageable chunks, creating categories and labels, assigning names and definitions to everything we encounter, to make sense of the infinite, to bring order to the chaos. We mistake the map for the territory, confusing the representation with the actual thing, the simplified version for reality itself, forgetting the nuances and complexities of the real world. Māyā is forgetting we're looking at a map, getting lost in the details and losing sight of the bigger picture. Not the world as it truly is, in all its raw and unfiltered glory. It's not about denying the world, rejecting its beauty and wonder, but seeing it as a divine play. A lila, a dance of form and energy, a constant flow of creation and destruction. The problem comes when we take it too seriously, when we forget the playful nature of existence, clinging to pleasure, desperately seeking happiness in fleeting sensations, and running from pain, trying to avoid the inevitable suffering that comes with life. We forget we are not just actors, confined to our roles and limited by our scripts, but also the audience and the stage, the creators and the observers of our own reality. To understand Māyā is to begin, to take the first step on the path to enlightenment, waking up within the dream, becoming aware of the illusion, not to escape, to withdraw from the world, but to enjoy the show with freedom and wonder, to appreciate the beauty and complexity of the illusion. The illusion is captivating, a mesmerizing dance of light and shadow, but awareness brings clarity, allowing us to see through the surface and perceive the underlying reality. Māyā is the art of mistaking the play for the reality behind it, getting so caught up in the performance that we forget it's just a show. Seeing through Māyā is the first step to true understanding, to recognizing the nature of reality. The show goes on, the dance continues, but now you know it's a show, and that changes everything. Māyā's roots run deep in Indian philosophy, a concept that has resonated through centuries and continues to intrigue thinkers today. Its earliest seeds were sown in the ancient texts, first appearing in the Rig Veda, one of the oldest scriptures in Hinduism. Here, Māyā is described as the god's creative power, the divine ability to manifest the universe. It was the force that made the one appear as many, the mechanism by which the singular divine essence fragmented into the myriad forms of existence. Māyā was seen as shaping the cosmos from the formless breathing life and structure into the void. In the Upanishads, the philosophical explorations deepened and Māyā evolved. The sages, through deep introspection, realized that ultimate reality, Brahman, was one, a singular, unified and indivisible truth. Brahman was understood as unchanging consciousness, the eternal witness, the bedrock of all being. But a fundamental question arose. How could this one reality appear as the diverse, ever-changing world we see around us? Māyā was the answer. A veil, a cosmic screen that projects the many, creating the illusion of separation and multiplicity. Adi Shankaracharya, the great philosopher of Advaita Vedanta, the non-dualistic school of Hindu philosophy, developed this idea further, solidifying its place in Indian thought. He taught, Brahman alone is real. It is the ultimate and only truth. Everything else, the entire world as we perceive it, is an illusion, a grand cosmic play that appears real but is ultimately transient. To illustrate this profound concept, he offered a powerful analogy. Imagine a man walking at twilight who mistakes a rope lying on the ground for a snake. The fear he experiences is very real, but the snake itself never actually existed. In this analogy, the rope is reality, the snake is illusion, a superimposition, a false image projected onto the truth. Māyā, in this context, is the dim light of twilight that makes this misperception possible, obscuring the true nature of things. It both conceals the true nature of the rope, hiding its form and texture, and projects the false image of the snake, creating a frightening but ultimately unreal perception. However, the world, like the perceived snake, is not worthless. The illusion serves a purpose, a vital one. By questioning the illusion, by seeking to understand its nature, we are ultimately led back to the truth, to the reality of the rope. In this grand scheme, Māyā is the cosmic artist, painting the world of forms, colors, and experiences over the canvas of unity, the underlying Brahman. Therefore, the journey of self-discovery is essentially to see through the illusion, to peel back the layers of Māyā and rediscover the rope, the underlying reality. The sages throughout history invite us to look beyond appearances, to question what we perceive, and to seek the truth that lies beneath. Māyā, in its complexity, is both the question that sparks our curiosity and the path that leads us to the answer, guiding us towards the ultimate understanding of reality. Māyā's power is its persuasiveness. It makes us believe the fleeting is permanent. We chase wealth, fame, and pleasure, building identities on shifting sands. Māyā convinces us we are separate egos, isolated and insecure. This illusion is the root of anxiety and conflict. Even time feels linear, a past lost, a future anticipated. But what if it's all an eternal now? Māyā makes us believe we're travelers on a road when we may be standing still in an endless present. We live in perpetual dissatisfaction, always chasing future happiness that slips away. The goalpost moves, the illusion shifts. Māyā keeps us searching outside for wholeness that can only be found within. The world's forms are reflections, not the source of fulfillment. The truth lies deeper, waiting to be seen. Today, Māyā takes digital form. Social media is a hall of mirrors. We curate online personas, projecting polished versions of ourselves. We compare, envy, and seek validation in likes and comments, mistaking data for real worth. The gap between our online image and our true self is the modern snake and rope. Consumer culture amplifies Māyā, selling happiness as a product just out of reach. We accumulate possessions, hoping to fill an inner void, but only add clutter. The relentless pace of modern life keeps us distracted, skimming the surface. We forget to ask, who am I really? What is this reality? The noise drowns out our inner truth. The symbols of Māyā have changed, but their meaning endures. The mirage in the desert, a promise that vanishes on arrival, mirrors our pursuit of happiness in fleeting pleasures. Dreams feel real until we wake. Waking life too may be a dream from which we can awaken. Mirrors reflect the world, but the image has no substance. Our minds do the same. Smoke obscures and then dissipates, just as ego illusions fade. Today, social media profiles are funhouse mirrors, newsfeeds are digital mirages, and virtual reality is the new dream state. The Matrix gave us the ultimate modern symbol, a perfect simulation mistaken for reality. Technology changes, but the confusion of appearance with reality remains. The ancient metaphors still speak to our modern experience. Māyā adapts, but the lesson is the same. The challenge is to see through the symbols to the truth. The illusion is persistent, but so is the call to awaken. The idea that reality is not what it seems appears in Western thought too. Plato's allegory of the cave prisoners mistakes shadows for reality, unaware of the world outside. The philosopher escapes, sees the sun, and discovers the truth, just as Vedanta seeks to pierce Māyā. The Matrix retells this. Neo chooses between comfortable illusion and harsh reality. Simulation theory suggests our universe could be a programmed illusion, whether divine, philosophical, or computational. The question remains, is this the real world? The West and East both urge us to look beyond appearances. The search for truth is universal. The veil of Māyā is everywhere, waiting to be lifted. The journey is shared by all who seek to know. How do we see through Māyā? Ancient wisdom offers practical tools. Mindfulness, witnessing awareness, is the first. Observe thoughts and feelings without judgment. Notice you are not your thoughts or emotions. You are the awareness in which they arise. This creates space between observer and observed, loosening Māyā's grip. Meditation quiets the mind, letting clarity emerge as worries settle. In this stillness, you see things as they are, not as your mind interprets. Self-inquiry, asking who am I, traces the sense of self back to its source. The I is revealed as a recurring thought, not a solid entity. This inquiry cuts through the ropes of illusion. These practices don't destroy the world. They reveal its true nature. Seeing clearly is waking up within the dream. The tools are simple, but their power is profound. We've journeyed through shifting sands and digital mirrors, from ancient symbols to modern illusions. The world of appearances is a captivating dream, a cosmic dance of light and shadow. From Plato's cave to the Matrix, humanity has always longed to look behind the curtain. Mindfulness, meditation, and self-inquiry are not escapes, but ways to wake up within the dream. Seeing the rope behind the snake, we enjoy life's movie while remembering we are the awareness in which it plays. This understanding brings freedom and compassion. The separate self fades and connection deepens. The other is no longer other, but another expression of yourself. The final question cannot be answered in words, only experienced in silence. What if all this is Māyā, a magnificent, shimmering dream? What truth waits to be discovered when you gently look past the illusion and awaken?